Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. So in today's video, I wanted to cover the ATLS GEO, the ATLS GEO. So for those of you not new to the channel, you know that kind of rock mining has been one of my go-to kind of game loops next to salvaging, and I've covered it for a long time. I actually just did an update video on the rock itself with the new removable bag that it has, and I decided to go ahead and pick up this GEO and kind of give it a run through lately. Now, right now, kind of like a quick update on mining. I'm not finding the ground minables quite as fast as I used to. Now, there's a new kind of, like, I guess, sweet spot for, at least for me, when I've been doing this. I've been flying around like 1 kilometer above the planet and trying to stay between like 2 and 100 as far as speed goes, and it seems to be better. It seems to be better that way. They seem to pop up a lot more. When you're cruising like pretty fast, like, you know, above 200 and lower, they just don't seem to pop up quite as much as when you're a little bit higher and going a little bit slower. So that's my 2 cents on that. I've been probably mining with this morning for about, I don't know, a couple of hours now, 2-3 hours, and I've gone to every single planet around Hurston. But that's kind of a quick update on the mining. But let's dive into this GEO. Let's give it a quick look-see, the little features on it, and I want to show you some of the mining and kind of tell you what I think about it and how it actually compares to the rock, and kind of, is it kind of going to be the new meta for rock and mining and, you know, ground mining in general. So let's jump over here and take a quick look at our GEO. Alright guys, so first things first, check out what the GEO is actually fitting in, right? This is an actual kind of, I'll call this a premium starter ship. This is a cutter, and this is actually the cutter Rambler. So I did the Rambler because it carries more fuel, but it does have a smaller space in the back for cargo. However, the GEO fits perfect in this, so you can kind of compare this to different things. They did show this in the actual trailer for the GEO that it did fit in the cutter, but it fits absolutely perfect in this little cutter with kind of some room to spare. So you could actually probably stack a couple of the container boxes and move this a little bit more forward, and it would close just fine. Plus, you can store a couple of the crates for the back here if you need. You also have the personal storage. You can transfer the gems too if you need to. So plenty of room in this thing, plenty of room. Let's take a look at this bad boy. Now the animations are pretty cool, pretty much the same as the base ATLS with the tractor beam, but of course, as you're going to notice, you get that nice mining kind of heads up display, right? You get your nice mining HUD. I wish the animation for me, because I get in and out of it a lot, I wish it was slightly faster, but it's not the worst, right? It kind of reminds me of getting in and out of the original animation of the Gladius. Now this is a concierge paint that came with this one, so you can buy this one. It can be found in the store, but you can see it looks pretty similar to the base Atlas, except for the large container on the back, right? So we have our weapons deploy rack where you can put the tractor beam gun with a hand miner if you come across some hand minables that you don't want to mine with this. Now remember, this can mine hand minables. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it can do them pretty quickly. And if I happen to run across anything while I'm doing some of the mining today, I'll add it to this video. But so far, I ran across some hadanite very early, but did not stop to pick that up. Okay guys, so taking a quick look at our ATLS GEO or Atlas GEO, since I now have it out of the ship and you can see it pretty good. The paint is a concierge paint that came with it, so, you know, it can be bought after the fact, but it will come in a base color of green. But the green, they said they did because as a base color for it in the package was because it's kind of like more nature based. That's what I read on it. But yeah, overall, not a bad look. You have this gigantic backpack on the back, which you have your weapon rack right here. You can put basically like a tractor beam miner, hand mining if you can run across any hand minables. But remember, you can hand mine with this. Do the hand mining rock. So if you run across hadanite and stuff, that which does spawn on the top and the surfaces of the planets, you can still pick up these. Now, you can come over here, you can open the back, and you have your box, which you can pick up and carry. I've had an issue lately where every once in a while when you hit open, it doesn't want to give you this if you're in a confined area. So make sure if you're going to move some stuff to your backpack that you're opened up here. And kind of like in the open, if you're in an enclosed area, your inventories don't seem to want to pop up with this. So like if you're in the ship, it's really hard to get to that inventory when you're in the ship, especially like combined, like, you know, squished up in the cutter. So checking out the animations, let's give this a close, and we'll get to the cool parts here, right? So animations, very similar to the base. You know, you still get that kind of aliens feel as far as your mech goes. And as you'll notice, you have your mining heads up display, right? You have your mining HUD. And you can see down there, I've got 6 of 10 SCU already in this. And you can see that I have Hadonite and Glaucosite in there. Now there are the three new minables are Glaucosite, Baradon, and then I believe the last one is called Phenomenaline, or however it's pronounced, but those are the 3 new ones. However, you still have your Hadonite, Aphorite, and Genelite, and you know, your basic minables haven't gone anywhere. They're still there. They're just more considered hand minables. Whereas the 3 new ones I just described are like these right here that are the larger rocks that are made to do with either this, the rock DS. And yeah, so that's kind of it on the minables themselves. If you guys, for those of you that are interested, please let me know in the comments if you want to see a full mining guide. I'll break this down. I'll do a full mining guide with this geo, how to do it, the easiest way I'm finding to do it, what stuff is worth. I can go through all of that if you guys are interested in another video. Just please leave me a comment below and let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. So real fast, I did want to do a little bit of mining with this geo, but before that, I want to get with the coolest feature on it, right? And as most of you probably already know watching this, we have the jump jets. So that the reason why I don't use the base ATLS very much anymore is because of the speed and how long, you know, how it takes so long to walk. Basically, this would, in the regular one, this is about the top speed you can go. But now with the added jump jets, you can pretty much just cruise in this thing. You can get to hard to reach places, you can get down in caves, get up in caves, and it makes this entire vehicle worth using. So real fast in front of us, we have, I believe this is some Baradon. So this is like the mid tier on the new ones, where the Phenomenaline one is the top, and then you have the Glaucosite, which is the bottom, and I believe Baradon right here, which is the middle. Now, let's see if we can mine some of these, and it looks like we can not get them. So, what we're going to do, because Star Citizen is Star Citizen, right? We're going to hop back in the ship, and we're going to go find us something to mine. So, I located a new cluster. This again is Baradon. So let's just see if Star Citizen is gonna let us mine. You guys know that most of my videos, I'm not gonna, whatever you want to call it, frou this game up. I'm gonna tell you exactly like it is, whether it's good or bad or whether it's working. I'm not gonna go find 37 different clusters to, you know, do some mining, because that gives anybody watching this video a false sense of how this game is actually running. So okay, we're in fracture mode. So let's see if I can mine one of these rocks. And yeah, so guys, you looks like a bug citizen, workaround citizen, elevator citizen kind of strikes again, right? And the gripe, I think the gripe is kind of justified. You know, they just sold $40 ATLSs, and you know, mining being like this. Now, this is probably the 3rd cluster that I've run across that I can't get, so it's like a 50-50 chance of being able to mine. And I think the gripe comes from the amount of time it takes, right? You scan for these clusters, you get down, you get this thing out of your ship, and only to get excited about it, especially if you're a new player, again, God bless your soul. And then you end up where you just can't do anything. There's rocks, but there's not rocks. And Yeah, so that is kind of the update part of this video when it comes to mining. Rock mining, mining in general. So just to kind of cut this video off, I tried 3 servers. Rock mining seems to be in this exact same state on all 3. I had one server that was kind of really laggy, and then this final server that seems to be running really well. Um, like I said, I've been mining for about 4 hours now. Probably have run across about a max of 8 or 9 clusters, and that includes every moon around Stanton, Lyria, and Walla. And yeah, this is pretty much the state across the board that mining is in. So that's the end of our mining update. But guys, what do you think, one time, just to close this video down like I just said? I don't like to make these things long, you guys know that. What do you think about the ATLS? If it was working, the rocks were spawning, they do an update, it starts doing really good with the mining. What do you guys think about this? I wish I could have showed you some of the actual mining, but unfortunately Star Citizen's just not gonna let us do that. So yeah, what do you think about the all the bugs on the new 4.1 patch, guys? As always, I really appreciate the support. I hope you guys like that I show you the real-time videos and how the game actually runs. I just don't like faking this stuff and making this game up to something that it's not, because, as I always say in most of my videos, you know, I play because of what I want the game to be. I play for the hope of what it will become, definitely not of what the game is now. As always, guys, thank you, and I'll see you on the next video.